questioning who, sue what for, whoever is engaging us. Akuma Theresa also joins us via Zoom. Can you hear us now?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Theresa.
Yes, please, good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Theresa, do we have contacts to you?
Hello.
Have we been able to connect with you? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
We can't hear.
I can hear.
Okay, great. If you can hear us, of course, that's good. I want to gauge your general impression about the recently ended event. It was a sparkling night, and so many people have passed so many impressions about the evening. What's your take as well?
Actually, everything, thank God first for it was successful. Yeah. But what? Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Kindly proceed.
Yeah, okay. From the beginning, it was very dark, but getting to the end, everything turned out to be great. Yeah.
I've had Ike pass his comments. Hello, Theresa.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yes, I'm saying that we've...
Hello.
Yes, I've had Ike pass his comments on the red carpet and the MCs for the night as well. Do you have any comments in that respect as well? Anything you want to share on that note?
Yeah, the red carpet, especially the artists and some of the celebrities, their dressing was some was quite okay, some too was some way funny. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to the red carpet, it was too crowded. It was too crowded, especially the stage, everything. And I thought red carpet.
It appears we are struggling to properly connect. So.
To be about. Okay. Yeah. My network is very terrible. Yeah, I don't know. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Since it appears you're having challenges with your network, resolve it and then let's reconnect with you again. Let me come back to Ike here in the studio. Well, but Akuma makes a point about the red carpets being crowded. I did not see that.
Okay. Were you there personally?
No, that was not personal, of course.
So I share in her sentiment. To some extent, the red carpet was very crowded. So this is how the thing was. When you get to the entrance, there was two demarcations, one on the left and one on the right. So the demarcations were done with a barrier. So if you use the right side, you are going straight into the standard section, and the left one was where the actual red carpet was happening. Of course, definitely there were the media people there, but you could see that you don't know who is this and who is that. Aside the celebs, the whole place, and everybody wanted to either ways video or do something exceptional. The place was crowded. I believe what she's saying is right, 100%. It was very. You were on TV. You were seeing the.
Of course,
You were seeing the interviews, but behind the interviews, the place was so crowded. Very, very crowded.
How do we resolve issues like that? I'm sure that people want to also see their celebrities. I mean, want to interact with them, like you said, take shots of them and all of that. We do not want to prevent that. Also, we don't want the space to be crowded. If you were to propose a solution to that, what would you say?
So I think with the red carpet, what they did was that they gave every media person an accreditation with your unique picture on it. What I would suggest is that moving on next year, security has to make sure that if you have to be on the red carpet to take pictures or videos personally, you need to be an accredited media person. I feel to some extent there was a breach, because I could literally see people who were not media people, but they were in there. Either they were there to take a picture with a celeb or something. And I also believe that one reason why the red carpet was crowded was that when the people came inside, the door wasn't open for them to enter.
Okay.
So they were queued at the entrance.
Okay.
So when they see that when a celeb is in there, they come to take a picture. So if the red carpet is going to work effectively to reduce those overcrowding, when they make people come to the red carpet, they shouldn't allow them to queue, because people came in and they were just standing at the gate. So when they see that maybe a Stonebwoy is in, then they rush to come and take a picture. Yeah.
Okay, I think that clarity is well given. Let's now get to the issues, properly. Of course, I want us to start on the credibility of the awards itself.
Okay.
Indeed, this is one of the years that I have not seen too many, or let me say too much acrimony around the artist of the year as compared to past editions where we've had people raise concerns that, well, there's been some, manipulation here and there. This year, if you ask me, it was fairly minimal or almost non-existent. I have not really seen as much. Do you think it's an improvement in the how do I say, the determination of the whole award scheme?
So generally, when it comes to award scheme, one thing that most people have complaints with is the credibility. It's a human institution, so we can't say it's going to be 100% right. But I feel this year we had minimal. You couldn't see a lot of people complaining about this artist not winning this as compared to previous editions. I believe Charterhouse have upped their game, and it's a step in the right direction. Of course, people have their own interests, so when their artists don't win, they'll definitely say, oh, maybe there's been some bias somewhere. But generally, the comments out there, it has been fair enough. It has been so fair enough, and I believe it's a step in the right direction. It's a human institution, so definitely there will be errors. But this year, the margin of error is very, very, very minimal. Very.
I'll pick Teresa's thoughts on that as well. But do you agree with the artist of the year? By the way, this about you. Do you think that, because yes, many individuals feel that over the period under review, Stonebwoy gave his best, King Promise 2 did magically well, and that it should have gone to him. Do you agree, or you think that the status quo is okay? What we see is a reality. So
prior to the night, I was so enthused about the whole King Promise and Stonebwoy. I believe when it comes to the artist of the year, Stonebwoy deserves it. The year, if you look critically,
the question is that, does he deserve it more than
he deserves it more than
King Promise?
King Promise. I won't dispute the fact that all of them have been very active the year under review. But if you look at Stonebwoy has put in much work. Stonebwoy came up with a whole album, and most of the songs on the album did well. On the flip side, people were so enthused about King Promise's big song, that's the Terminator. And looking at that song, it had quite a number of streams and numbers than Stonebwoy. But we should be fair enough. It's not all about the numbers. The numbers plays a game. Hit songs, they all had hit songs. King Promise song did well, but obviously you can't tell me King Promise, who had about 3 awards, would go ahead and pick at the ultimate over Stonebwoy, who won 7 awards.
Is it supposed to be that if you pick a lot of awards on the night, then you qualify for the ultimate? Is that the standard?
It plays a key role, because you picking a lot of awards means that most of your work has been recognized the year under review. Because your work has been recognized. You've put in much work. You get it.
Therefore, you deserve the ultimate.
Not definitely you deserve it, but it tells the whole country that you've done well. Like, you've put in much work into your craft. So obviously, and if you look the past records, any artist who picks the ultimate definitely picks a lot of awards for the night.
I can agree with that. Teresa, do you also share in the concern that we have improved? Because if you look at it compared to the past years, this is one of the years that we've not had a lot of concerns around the credibility of the awards. Do you think that that signifies an improvement with the Ghana Music Awards?
Oh, yes. Especially the performance, though the I realized, but later I realized that very tricky.
Hello, I am honestly, I'm struggling. I'm struggling a lot to hear you. I think we're going to touch our connection down here a little to strengthen yours at your end. Then we'll come to you.
Okay.
Let's come back to the credibility of the awards. Yeah. So you insist that 𝗟𝗏𝗡, of course, he didn't deserve it any more than Stonebwoy. There was another individual in the picture, 𝗟𝗏𝗡. Of course, many people, he was tipping. I mean, he was expecting to grab that. It eluded him. Well deserved. It's okay that 𝗟𝗏𝗡 didn't get it. Is that fine as well?
This question,
because let me tell, I'm asking that question because you see, I disagree with the position that the one who grabs more awards on the night ultimately should, I mean, eventually should go with the ultimate, because it shouldn't necessarily be about the numbers. What is the actual metric for the assessment? What really is the metric for assessment? Is it the number of hits that you've had, you know, or the impact, or what really shapes who becomes the artist of the year?
I think when it comes to the artist of the year conversation, as I said earlier, a whole lot goes into who wins the ultimate. So, first of all, your impact under the year under review is one thing that most people take into consideration. So, talking about the impact, what revolves around the impact has to do with your visibility. The year under review, how visible were you? Were you that visible for people to really see your works? That's one key thing about the impact. Secondly, has to do with your works. Your works also fall under the impact. What projects did you bring up? Did we feel your craft that much? Were there
when you say projects, what are you talking about?
So project has to do with event. Event one is event, because it's not just about the song. Project, your event, were you able to put up an event that people really patronized? And if you look at the year, Stonebwoy had a concert at the stadium. 𝗟𝗏𝗡 equally had a program, had an event, the year under review. 𝗟𝗏𝗡 also had a project, the year under review. But if you consider their impact in terms of event, I believe Stonebwoy was on top. Looking at one, the capacity that he was able to pull, the logistics that went into it, the coordination and everything, Stonebwoy was on top. Secondly, I believe what goes into the nomination has to do with numbers. Numbers also play a key role, because we can't really see your impact without paying attention to metrics. Metrics of streams, how people, your talkability, play on radio, play on TV, all those things also play a key role. How were you able to impact people? That's grassroots impact.
What becomes the metric for assessing impact here? The fact that people are playing your tracks more, or the fact that people are deriving some inspiration, or if you like, illumination from your song? What is the impact here in this particular context?
So when people are playing your songs, or when people are streaming your songs, it means that you, the artist, in that scope of time, you are relevant. Because people won't really play your songs.
Relevant from which point? From the point of you entertaining them?
Yes. Or
you driving home a message?
One, entertaining. Because we should know that the whole art industry, you can't take entertainment out of that picture. So one, entertainment, and two, the message that you carry within that period.
There was a point one corner was everywhere. Okay, it was extremely entertaining.
That's the entertainment part of it.
Of course. Yes. Do we add, I mean, do we say that was impact as well?
Not really. To some extent, we say it had an impact on people. An impact on people in the aspect of entertainment. People, because one corner was like a virus.
Of course.
When you hear it, it looks like something just comes upon you. Impact in the sense of entertainment. Impact in the sense of how it projected Ghanaian song outside. Because one corner was not in the confines of Ghana alone. It was global. It went everywhere. So when it comes to impact, it really had impact.
Yes, there was no recognition for that song around that time.
So there was no recognition.
Absolutely. I mean, at the VGMAs.
Of course.
So that
in terms of Song of the Year.
Exactly. So that brings us back to the question that when we are assessing the impact of any song, what are we looking at talkability, global publicity, how much people jumped to it, or what exactly is the focus? I want us to settle that, and then I go to 𝗟𝗏𝗏, because it's important we know, so that if I were an artist manager, I were in the thinking box of any artist and we were aiming for a recognition, the ultimate for that matter, we will know that, okay, if we are throwing out the song, we are not only looking at the streams or how it will be played at events. What should really be the considerations, the KPIs?
Okay. So from where I'm sitting, I'm trying to reason like an artist, because I've worked with quite a couple of artists. I believe that any artist doing a song, their ultimate goal is to get the songs on the lips of people, for people to sing it. Secondly, it's a business. When they do the song, they are also looking at numbers. It's a numbers game. Numbers transitions into two ways. One, it transitions into money. That's money, incomes from the digital stores. And secondly, when it comes to recognition on award schemes and all of that, it also transitions into that as well. So I believe that when it comes to any artist doing a song, they can't do without these two elements. That's the talkability and the streams of income that comes into play. So I believe that is what has to be done.
Talkability and then streams of play. 𝗟𝗏𝗏, I understand that you are connected with us via phone now. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Great. Right. So basically, we are still dwelling on the TGMB. We'll get into the connection between arts and development very soon. But from where you sit, as somebody who observes events in the space, do you have any concerns about the Artist of the Year? Do you think that it was rightly placed, or something went wrong?
Oh no, not. Boy, everybody, especially album work. Please, can you hear me?
I don't know why we are. It's hollow. The voice. If you can reposition yourself and.
Okay. Please, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sorry for and view at all. Yes, football deserves it. Because every Ghanaian knows that last year his boy went all his albums, all the songs was hit as compared to Promise.
It's unfortunate. I'm coming back to you now. Let's go into the more important layer of the conversation. So apart from the fact that we organize the events, we extend awards to people, and then we conversate extensively on the media and all of that, how do we really harness it in a way that it brings a lot of profit to the country, Ghana? Because if we talk about our international exports, we have quite a number of them. There are so many people that we can talk about, but really the impact on development, from where I say that as somebody who is interested in national development, I think it has been rather minimal. How do we make the best of the situation?
So the art industry, I would say, has a key role to play when it comes to developing art in Ghana, because we have quite a number of people who are very, very talented. To some extent, they go beyond the four corners of the country to represent the country outside. I believe that moving on is something that the country needs to take into critical attention. For instance, we are all excited about 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 on the stage of BGT.
Yeah. And Abigail.
Abigail and 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏, within a week, or let's say within a space of 2 weeks, they have really given Ghana a name.
Yeah.
And Ghanaians in Ghana and in the diaspora are all proud of them. How do we harness and promote things like this? First of all, we need to make sure to invest in talent, because one of the challenges of these arts is the fact that most of them, when they come up, they don't have, let's say, a source of funds to promote themselves. Are we having strategies in place that will really cater for people who are very good, but they can't really invest in their craft?
Let me put this to you. If you had $1 million or you had even more, and you were sitting in the corner of your room and you wanted to promote anybody, whatsoever, what would be your consideration? Because talking about these underground artists or people who are now coming into the fray, more often than not, yes, we hear they are underfunded, nobody's pushing them and all of that, but there's also been the concern that really sometimes they don't have anything worth pushing in the very first place. So I want your response to that, but I want to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere.
This is the new Wesley Towers. It is a state-of-the-art office space located in the Ambassadorial Enclave, Accra. The property comes with a main entrance foyer with a classic central chandelier lighting. Our 13-passenger elevator with an air diffuser and a display screen for all your outfits will surely take you to the auditorium. At the Wesley Towers is a 500-seater auditorium for all your events. It's fully soundproof with a centralized air conditioning system. Our line of speakers, MCR, LED screens, and LED stage lights are fully in place. After an eventful day in our auditorium, you are sure to feel refreshed in the spacious 200-seater capacity roof terrace with a pergola in place. With 100 available car parking space, this new edifice is safe and secured with our security systems in place. Over 100 camera points and car parking control system. We have washrooms, restaurant, and an on-site clinic. Book our conference rooms for your corporate meetings whilst admiring the water fountain synchronizing with colorful lighting and music. Wesley Towers is designed to make you feel safe, offering you the needed luxurious space. It comes with affordable pricing package. Please contact for details and inspection. 0503 109 978 or 0500 166 304 or 0556 302 880 0243 614 423. Wesley Towers, offering you a safe, secured, luxurious space.
Kwani twa asio twa kwan opani ene hwan ye bo kwan kotu asio frititi tete odomankoma die yakwa akoto no kwan ya faso koto no enya de kro enti mpanin se faso koto enti menya panin sire krokoto faso koto ayen hwehwemu ade ko krokoto no ho enti nsuo aye panin yekoto e edu fasa akwa we so akase nyame ene de edikan ewa kwan nyina mu efrise ono de ho ene yebeto no boy ene yebehu no enti yakwane ayefa so hunu nyame no ekire egina baabi ayete ene ya mamre so enti sa nyame krokoto no obehu ni ye ya agese wo kwan ya ono abowo nyansa ma watimi abo ato wo na mpanimfo asai de ato ho ama wo no uhunu sa kwan no na ofa so de sum ni ye
empanyi betrase na yesoan adwen hwe yanim na ye nchekra.
Today is the third day of the month of June, and we've commenced a new month. This platform exclusively is dedicated to discussing issues that border on the development of Ghana. And we insist that apart from all the political and economic conversations that we've been having, more often than not, we do not pay a lot of attention to the arts. That's why this afternoon we are delving excessively into that particular arena. 𝗟𝗍𝗍𝗍 Jr. has done us the honors. We've been looking at the recently held 𝗟𝗍𝗍𝗿𝗲 Ghana Music Awards, exploring the relevant aspects of that conversation, and then creating the link between that event and, you know, the arts industry tying into development at large. There are two other discussants that are supposed to be part of this conversation, but we are having internet connectivity challenges with one. 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍, we understand, is still on his way. We hope he joins us before the conversation is over. But before we took that break, a point about I mean, I don't like using the word underground artist because sometimes it's a little bit derogatory, so perhaps we want to say that upcoming talents. That one sounds more decent, if you ask me. Now, I was saying that if you had, let's say, $10 million, you wanted to invest into anyone who was upcoming, what would you look out for? Because consistently they have lamented that nobody is interested in their craft, nobody helps them. Their response, however, has been that, well, sometimes they don't have anything really. What would you be looking out for if you were to invest in anyone in that fray? So
let's say I'm an investor and I've really thought about the whole art industry, and I really want to step into that field. What I'm supposed to look at is the product, because if there is no product, there is absolutely nothing to invest in. So first of all, I really look at how to scout for the talent, the people that are really going to make the impact, the scouting process. Because trust me, there are a lot of people in the villages, remote areas, and other places who are really good, but we've not really seen them. So the scouting process, how do we really scout for talent like this? So first of all, I'll really look at how to really scout for these talents. But
a good number of them are already on TikTok and elsewhere already. I mean, showcasing what they have, what they can do.
So in recent times, these social media platforms have really helped to project these people. So once they've been seen or scouted for, the next thing we have to look at is the training for them, because a lot of them have the talent, but it's too raw, it's not processed. Some of them even don't really know the next step, what to do next. After I come on TikTok and I've been able to amass all these numbers
and
what is
trended
next?
For a while, what is next, really?
Because in past times, we've really seen people that we call them sensations. They really come in a space of a month, and boom, they are nowhere to be found. The thing is, when they came into the light, what was done for them? Were they able to get the necessary coaching? Because some of them, they are in their raw states. They don't really know what it feels to even take my talent to the next level. So training. We should have training centers. When we scout for people that we see they have the value in them, we should be able to get them mentors that will really mentor them, teach them the next step. Talking about value, what do you consider value? I mean, in an upcoming artist, is it the fact that they have passion for what they are doing, or they have some, if like, lyrical finesse? What constitutes value for you? So value in this context has to do with what they can offer to the Ghanaian society in a large extent. Because you should know that for me to invest in your craft, or for the country to invest in your art, it's not about you, it's about how beneficial it can be to the country at large. Right. So the value in this extent goes beyond the personal skill, but how impactful it can be to society. For instance, in recent times, we've seen a lot of people who can sit down and use maybe papers to craft things like aeroplane. They're able to do artifacts with some of these things. They are all art. It's not to their benefit alone. What have we been able to do for them as a country? Have we been able to train them enough, giving them mentors to be able to develop whatever they have in the raw state? So when the value goes to the impact to the society at large. I'm putting you on the spot again. There is this man, this young boy, I should say, he was with 𝗟𝗍𝗍𝗍 during, I think, TV3's program. Is it?
A while.
Yeah.
who was rapping. I mean, we all saw that boy's talent. So evidently there was some substance somewhere. He had the prominence and the attention. But as of now, we really I don't know his whereabouts. I don't know if you know his whereabouts.
So when we are going on that tangent.
Yes, I'm bringing that in to make the point that it's not about their visibility. Sometimes we are just not helpful. That's the point I want to make.
So I think last week or so, I had a problem. I had an interaction with someone who was really saying that. When it comes to these TV reality shows and all of that, it's very good. But the thing is, after these people are crowned winners, we are not able to invest in them for them to really actualize their potentials very well. Because we see them, they win already. Because let's look at, I don't want to really mention any TV station's name, but we've seen quite of TV reality shows that have really brought into light most talent. But the truth is, let's be honest, how many of them have been able to actualize whatever that they were able to show to Ghanaians? To a large extent, have they really been able to actualize the relevance they got? The truth is, sometimes when they are done and they get the ultimate prize, that is it. Do we really have an institution that makes sure that, one, the potentials that they have, they are able to pursue it further? Because to some extent, when they win the ultimate and they give them the money or whatever, when they do that and they maybe use the money or they squander whatever opportunities that they were given,
we don't hear from them.
Hear from them again. Do we have that institution?
Is it about them or the fact that we don't have nurturing systems that can take a promising talent from the base to the?
We don't have a system like that. Frankly speaking, we don't have a system like that. If we have a system that can really, first of all, discover the talent, 2, invest in them, 3, help in their promotion, 4, that's my ultimate when it comes to the art industry, lobby, scout for opportunities for them outside the country to really bring light to the Ghanaian industry. We don't really have systems and structures like that. It's the individual struggling, and when they're struggling, they're able to reach where they are. To some extent, we all push. But if we have structures that can really help in the formation stage to the end results, I think it will really help us a lot.
I agree absolutely with you. And as of now, we've been joined by one of our discussants. I did tell you earlier that he was on his way. The plane has finally landed. Kofi Kakari. I think it's well in order for us to say congratulations in the very first place. You picked one of the awards, on Saturday. How does it feel in the very first place to have been honored on a platform like that?
Initially, it's very humbling, actually, and also feels great. Everybody knows the feeling that comes with winning, because everybody must have won something, at a point in life. So it feels great, and I'm very grateful to the TGMA board and also to those that voted. It was a very tough category, very, very talented and gifted brothers. I really honor and respect, and I'm just grateful to God that it so happened that I was given, the honor. Yes.
Right. I've been speaking to Ike, and he's been sharing his general impression of the night. You picked an award, but apart from that recognition, clearly you're excited about. What was your take? I mean, your overview or your general impression of the night? You were at the event, obviously.
So unfortunately, I wasn't.
You were not there.
Yes, because I wasn't well. I'm sure you can tell I'm very nasal. Yes. So I wasn't too well, so I couldn't be there. But I watched it, and I sincerely would say it was an awesome show. I loved that stage. It was quite different from any other we had experienced, and the performances. I really loved 𝗟𝗟𝗏𝗍's performance. It was top notch. It was quite a blessing, and I think also those who came to present the awards, they are almost not spoken about, but I think that everybody really did excellently. They presented themselves well. Everybody did well, decorously. Everybody carried themselves very well. So it was an awesome night, I'll say.
There's been concerns about the sound for somebody who sings, who is in the thick of affairs. Do you think that the sound was deficient at a point? I mean, 𝗟𝗏𝗡 is stressed that point. We understand that some of the artists were not even so pleased about the quality of the audio output. Did you observe that while you were watching at home as well?
Yes, I did. At certain junctures, I realized that the sound wasn't favorable. And sometimes it happens, some of these technical things, because for a platform of a caliber, I'm sure they invested a lot into sound. But because it's technology, sometimes some of these mishaps, are likely to happen. However, I would just advise that, or I'll suggest, I'm not in a position to advise, I'll just humbly suggest, because there are people who are more technical and are much more versed and exposed in these things than I am way up there, internationally. And those are the caliber of people that are involved in the execution of a special night as such. So I'll say that I think it will not be far-fetched if they give those of us who sometimes are unable to be in the space a different kind of mix.
Exactly.
Where
perfect.
Those in a room have their mix, and then those of us online, we have a separate board.
How possible is that?
It's very possible.
No, it's very possible.
Very possible.
Yeah.
When you stream services, especially from churches in the West, you get, so I'll give it a specific example. Elevation worship, Elevation Church with Pastor 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘. If you listen to their online feed, it's excellent. You get to hear the feedback, it's rich sound. And it's all because they have a different mixer board that is mixing the sound that is coming to those of us online.
Okay.
So you have that.
It's separate from the one in the auditorium.
Yes, please.
Wow.
So you have the board that is mixing for those in the auditorium, and you have another mixer board, a console that is mixing for those of us online. So I'll just humbly suggest, probably it's already in place, but I'll just humbly suggest that maybe they pay a bit attention to that so that the online experience can be better next year.
All right, before we get into the rest of the issues, I want you to set this, I don't want to call it confusion, but the clarity. Yeah, with 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘, right?
No. So, 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘, they are my people, like we are like family, but I'm a separate artist and they are a separate group.
Okay.
It so happens that that particular project, we had a conversation and they asked me to write a song. So I wrote the song and then they featured me on the song.
Okay.
Yes.
So wait, you wrote the song and they featured you on
the song.
So you wrote the song for them.
Yes.
And they featured you on the song.
Yes.
So the recognition is not for them essentially.
Yes, they are looking for the best male performance.
Okay. So that's clearly individualistic. It's not about a group affair.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think that clarity is important because watching, I was a little bit confused, and I'm sure that those of you at home who didn't get that clarity, Kofi has set it in motion. But now let's talk generally. Let's come back to the issues that we were discussing. And I've picked Ike's thoughts. Let me pick yours, and I'll get back to him again. Yes, we've had the night. It's been splendid. Awards have been given, recognitions have been extended, and all of that. But where do we move from beautiful nights like this? How do we really harness the music talent to drive development? If you were to, you say you are not in a position to be advising. So if you were to suggest, okay, what one thing do you think we can do properly to ensure that we don't just gather, on a day, in a month to be excited and then we hear nothing again? How do we harness the space properly?
I think that one of the deficiencies we have on this side is capital.
Yeah.
I would suggest that we plug into the capital market properly, the venture capital market, where we have people come in and invest proper capital into the music industry.
By capital here, you mean money?
Yes. Not just money, but we have man, money, material, the 3 M's. So to invest in the human capital, to invest in material and also in money, because you need money to do all of these things, literally. So I think that to make things better, maybe we need a lot more, especially diasporan resources to come in, or even local resources, because there are people here who have the money. I think they just need their attention needs to be drawn. Their attention needs to be drawn to the fact that this is a very lucrative industry, and when they invest in it, they will make money. Ghana is a relatively small country, but it's interesting the strides that we make. There are so many great things that are happening around the world that are done by Ghanaians. You know, Ghanaian music has been pioneering a lot of movements in the music, you know, on the music scene. So I think what we need to better ourselves, to strategically position, is to have capital. We need the capital. There's not enough capital in the system to push us to a certain pedestal.
How much money, for example, do you think that would be needed to drive the industry, or that is even a bit too generalized? If an artist were to become a huge international export, you've mentioned man, money, material. Let's quantify all of that in cash terms. How much do you think anybody would need to get there properly? When I say get there properly, I'm talking about you going to the very top where we are seeing you in the Grammys and all of that. How much money properly?
Sincerely, if I say I'll sit here and give a figure, I will not be telling the truth.
Oh, just an estimation.
The thing is that there are experts who know how to arrive at these figures. There are a lot of, you know, with business, there are factors of production.
Yeah.
So you know what the overheads are, and then you arrive at a figure. For now, I can't tell, but it should be in the millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Because listen, the kind of money you're able to, especially now that the African sound is being paid attention to globally, this is the best time to invest in music. Because if you have any talent, if you have any product that can really sell globally, you don't have to sit down and relent. You just have to move quickly, because the world's attention is on us. As small as we are, as small as Ghana is, we are making great waves across the globe. So I think that in the millions of dollars, I should say, but I can't put a figure, or from the hundreds of thousands to the millions of dollars.
Can you put a figure?
I can't really put a figure, because as Kofi is saying, it transitions into a lot of money to get to that international platforms. Even this terrain alone, the local terrain alone, is not easy, because sometimes if the artist tells you how much they've really invested into a song becoming a hit, you will be blown away. Lots and lots of money, then going to Africa, then going to the world. So you can imagine and I believe that it's not always about the money, but it's always about the plugins and the connects. Because sometimes you can have the money, but if you don't have the right connect and plugs, you can't get to certain places.
When you say connect and plugs, what exactly are you?
So I'm talking about human resources, communication skills, PR works, managerial roles that can get you probably connections to the Grammys and all of that. It's not about the money. You have the money, but who is leading you to certain places? You get it. So it's not, the money is a key factor, but I also believe in connections and plugs. And all, I think that's last year or last 2 years, we saw Stonebwoy with one of that's Grammys, the CEO of Grammys Award. The connection alone transitioning into Stonebwoy going for the awards itself. So it's not always about the money, but it's about the right connections that can get you into key places.
Have we therefore failed? Because there is a ministry that is supposed to be in charge of tourism, okay, selling Ghana to the rest of the world. I mean, there are a lot of organizations that have been fronting events in the creative spaces. If as of now we are still not getting, out there, though there is an abundance of talent, does that pass as a failure on our part from where you sit?
So it's not really a failure. We should first of all know that these works of the artists, first of all, is an individual affair before it becomes a national affair. I hope you get it. It's quite unfortunate that as a country, we don't have structures that will really pick an artist from the grassroots to become a top-notch person. Mostly when a country comes on board is when probably the artist has reached an extent and probably needs a national support. A typical example, let me use 𝗟𝗏𝗘 for example. When she was starting her sing-a-thon from the beginning, she didn't really get the support that she needs. Because first of all, she needed to build value for herself. And along the line, when she was able to reach a point, the Ghana tourism came on board. And we can see what she's doing. She's really championing a national agenda. So for the artists, I believe that, as I said, the whole managerial institution should be able to have proper communication skill that will go beyond just the artists. Do they have the affiliates and the connections to the art industry to come on board to help them? Most of them is an individual affair. For people to listen to their songs, for people to stream their song, for them to get shows and all of that. Do they think outside the box to see their craft going global? If yes, are they really talking to the right people in government to help them with the connect to get out there? That's also another big question.
So I'm just linking it. Are you talking to the right people? Do you have the right people to sell you out there? Because he makes the point quite clearly that the efforts have been individualistic. It's just around maybe you and your space. You do a hit track, you get an award, you get a couple of shows to play, maybe some money comes in, some following and all of that, and that you don't have proper structures. Is that deficiency a reality, I mean, for acts like you?
I think that he was talking about institutional structures. Reason being that, let me even put it this way. I think that everybody is now aware of what branding is and what marketing is and what advertising is. So a lot of people in different camps are composed. People are putting themselves together because we are all now privy to information that helps us organize ourselves. So I think that on the individual level, you know, to a certain extent, people are put together, you know. Now people know they need a manager. To really call somebody, they're like, call my manager, because they understand how it works now. However, what I would say is that to add to the initial question you asked, that is the ministry not doing their work? One thing I believe in is this, that I think everybody can only do their best. However, if we can all come together and have a common understanding, we can do better. I'm sure the ministry has reached out to certain people, but we have a lot of Ghanaians high up the hierarchy in so many multinational companies across the globe. And the thing is that when you look at our brothers and Nigerians, they really tap into that. Like if they know anybody at Netflix, if they have other people at Sony, they tap into those relationships, they tap into those connections. Like they're Nigerian, they have Nigerian brothers who are gifted, they try to open the door so that they can come in and also exhibit and show what it is that they carry. And I think that the Ghanaian community abroad, I'm just reaching out to them, that they should listen to our plight, you know, because we know they have the connection.
You think they're not being supportive enough?
Sometimes it's not cast in stone. It's not as easy because the business terrain in Ghana is not that easy. Because some of them, maybe they come, they want to help, but because of frustration of how the system is, they go back. But I'm pleading and reaching out that they shouldn't relent. They shouldn't give up, because there are genuine guys here who really need the help, who really need that access, who really need the door to be open.
I don't want to hold a brief for them, but if I am a top manager of a top flight multinational outfit and I see a Ghanaian craft or talent, if I would extend any support, I think I would want to be convinced in the very first place. I want to see that, okay, there's some value for money. If I am in a boardroom and I'm mentioning your name, you would not disgrace me. I would not, at the end of the day, be embarrassed. Is it not the case that maybe we are not doing too well to compel them to intervene in the very first place?
I don't think so. I think we are doing well. I initially spoke to you about how we are making giant strides in the music industry. There are a lot of sounds that you hear in Afrobeat and Afropop that started from Ghana, it commenced from here. You know, so we are literally pace setters. We are trailblazers. We start stuff, but the only thing is that sometimes we lack that mediation. We lack connection to that person who acts as the connection or the connect to the international front where we can also sell. You know, the Nigerians do that a lot, and it's based just because they are Nigerians. Like I'm a Nigerian, I'm in Sony, I'm at Interscope, I'm at Universal. They open the door for other people to be able
fellow Nigerians.
Yes, they open the door for other Nigerians in. And you see them exhibit, and then people sometimes complain that it's only Nigerian. No, we also have Ghanaians there, but we just have to reach out to them. So this is me reaching out to Ghanaians out there who are in strategically positioned places to look at, you know, us home. There's so much they can do for the country, you know, through talent and giftings God has placed on people's lives here. And that's how we sell our country. So we should hone in every talent and every resource internationally, then together elevate Ghana.
For all of what you've said, I'll characterize this as external support. But here in Ghana, locally, and that question comes to you, do you think that our politicians, I really wouldn't want to rope in politics, but policy is very important, and policies are at the heart of politics. Do you think that the politicians that we have in Ghana, or the leaders we have here, have not paid so much attention to the arts and creative spaces? Yes, we see it in their manifestos, we see a lot of things that they say and they talk about, but implementation has been very low. For example, we did hear, for example, in the run-up to the 2020 election, that a theater, for example, was going to be built to, I don't want us to get into the specifics before it becomes political, but basically, do you think that the politicians here have not been supportive?
So, on this subject, I would be crystal clear on the fact that when it comes to helping talent in Ghana, politics have not really helped these ones to actualize whatever they have in them. Because, as I said in my earlier suggestion, mostly these people come in when the talent have gotten some sort of global recognition and all of that. A typical example, see Afronita now. I could literally see yesterday night that almost the whole country was either posting people from political places, from prominent areas were all posting her. But the question is, proud to her going there, the talent that she has, what has really been done to help her to really progress from this state to where she reached? Probably no one knows how she got to BGT in the first place. Maybe, in quotes, I'm here, the art industry, maybe they don't even know how she even reached there in the first place. You get it? So I believe locally, we've not really helped. So I'll throw a question. If we feel we've helped, the year under review, or for the past 3 years, which acts can the art industry boldly put their hands on their chest to say that we've really helped these people to transition from maybe underground artists or
to the top?
To the top. If we have policies like that, and we believe the policies are working, we should be able to say that this industry has helped artist A to reach. Most often, it's either the artists and their managers are doing certain things behind the scenes
on their own
to get to where they've reached. The art industry probably comes in place when maybe this art needs some international orientations, and they need a door to knock to get certain political backing to get there. That's when they open the doors for them. But aside that, the individuals alone, when they go to them and they knock on their doors, when they've not reached the international level, do we have policies that we say we have to really help them?
Kofi, do we have such policies? Do you think that our politicians have failed us? And after this, we wrap up.
I wouldn't use the word fail. They haven't failed us, but I think that they can do better. I think it's an implementation issue. They have excellent ideas. When you listen to some of the ideas that they bring forward, it's quite exciting, and you can tell that they have the vision. They want this to happen. However, if an idea carries no value if it's not implemented, so it's an implementation problem. I would want to suggest that they put structures in place to implement the ideas so that we can have that enabling environment locally. Because if we are doing well locally, sometimes people don't even look outside, because locally we are fine. And some people are able to make ends meet. So I think that sincerely, we need the outside though. But I'm just saying that they need to implement the policies so that we can create that enabling environment for arts and craft and music to thrive.
Right.
So I want to add something small to what Kofi
and
said.
Your last words for that matter.
So a typical example is whenever an artist brings out a project, one, as I said, they want people to talk about a project. There's also a business side of it. In recent times, most musicians are complaining about royalties in Ghana. You do a song and a whole year, the Gamro will bring you 120 CDs or 200 CDs. A whole year. A whole year. I believe these are not favoring environment. So talking about politics and these areas, I believe that we should be able to harmonize and make sure that these artists in their basic level, as basic as they are, when they work and they bring out project, they're able to get value for whatever they are doing. Because I can't invest millions of Ghana cedis or thousands of Ghana cedis and royalties are not working. Most of the musicians, they are on the edge of giving up because they don't really get, their whole hope is that be right. But the thing is, we don't have the enabling environment that is helping these artists to really make ends meet. With regards to the investment they are making into their craft, they are not getting it back.
Right. Yeah. That point is for me. Kofi, your closing comments as well, and I understand that Ghanaians want to hear that voice that has made you a celebrity. I mean, an enhanced celebrity this afternoon. So those two, and then we are out of here.
So first of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me on your show. I'm really grateful for the invitation. And so thank you to Ghana for the support. Thank you to the Christian community for the prayers. You know, a lot of bloggers, presenters, a host of, you know, industry people have played our music over the years. And because of that, God has graced us to be here. And so we want to thank everybody and also thank God. And we want to say that there's more coming. So people should look out for more, and they should follow us on social media. You know, my social media handle is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Music, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Interestingly, I'm very nasal, so I might not sound as good as back.
Kofi, in case you don't know, Kofi is one of the finest songwriters you can ever have in Ghana.
Oh, really?
He actually has a hit song that most people don't know belongs to him.
Tell me about it.
There's this song, we bow down and worship Yahweh. That's his song.
Oh, wow.
It's a global song.
Really?
But people don't know.
It came from you.
Yahweh, 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 oh, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh.
Amazing. I didn't know. So
now you know.
No, yeah, and I think that brings us to the issue of, you see, marketability. I mean, I didn't even know it was a Ghanaian.
There's a song that's everywhere.
Yeah.
How many? I mean, those of you watching at home, how many of you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. But interestingly, a lot of people abroad know.
Wow.
But it's just Ghanaians
that
who
it's
don't know.
Kofi.
Yes.
They don't know it
all
back
over the world. Everybody knows. It's just Ghanaians who, because I think the nature. A lot of people hear my songs from church. Their worship leader sings it. It's just 3 lines. And so they figure, oh, it's some foreign guy. They don't go online to check. They don't go to YouTube to watch.
Wow.
So they take it, especially, Medawasio, 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 da. People hear it from church. Yeah. So the thing is, when you hear the songs, just like you hear other people's songs and go online and see who did the song.
We'll be going online a lot from today. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you. And for those of you who are watching at home, we've liked your company as well. We've been speaking to Kofi. The name, is it Kakari or Karikari?
So it's both.
It's both.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Kofi Kakari is a gospel musician and also the winner for the best male vocal performance artist at the recently ended CGMA 25. We've also been speaking to 𝗦cie𝗿𝗲, a blogger and an entertainment pundit. 𝗟𝗏𝗄 was supposed to be part of the conversation. Indeed, she was part, except for a number of connectivity issues. But altogether, it's been an exciting engagement. We'll meet again on Wednesday. Bye-bye.